Well, you know, sorry. You know, even though I am Idaho alum, I thought that I needed to represent the school that's going to win the game tomorrow. Oh, I got you guys right there, didn't I? I got you. That's a good one. All right, cool. You know, we had the costume contest. I think that we should give a shout out to the best simple costume, which I think should go to Jacob Iverson, whose costume only is a shirt. The rest is natural. Jacob, when you stand up real quick, that's great. Got the yeah, that's cool. Tatanka there, we got that going. Great, cool. Well, it's gonna be a game, and somebody on the Palouse is gonna win, and somebody on the Palouse is going to lose, and that's kind of the way it goes. They're going to also, yeah. If everybody finishes friends, everyone will win. I just thought that's great. So, anyway. Great. Well, oh man, you know, one of my favorite stories in rivalries. You know, U of I and Boise State have a rivalry going back a long ways, and it hasn't really been a rivalry in a while. But there's a campus minister from U of I who just does a great job, especially in the Greek system, and awesome guy, and he's a really great communicator. And so they had him down to Boise State to do a retreat they were doing down there. So they thought, hey, it'd be great to have this guy do it and everything. And so they had a great time, even though he's from Idaho. They kind of teased him a little bit and all that stuff and everything. And they had a great time, and he's a really good guy. And at the end, he said, you know, this has really been a special time. I've got along with you Bronco fans a lot better than I thought I would. It's really cool what God's done and how he brings us all together. And he goes, so now that we're finished up our time here, I'd like to teach you guys a song that's important to me. And you guys just repeat after me, is what he told all these Boise State students. And they're like, oh, that's cool. And so he goes, all right, so just repeat after me. He goes, came a tribe from the north, brave and bold. They're like, you know, okay. And so they go, came a tribe. It's the beginning of the Idaho fight song, you know. And so they kind of go along for a little while until some of them start to recognize it, and he's like, D. It was just great. You know, I love it. And, you know, what is sort of the coup de grace there to kind of get your rival, you know, singing your fight song. That's like about as cool as it gets. And so it's just neat, kind of cool to see what happens. And so it'll be a game tomorrow for sure. It'll be a game. All right, and we may have predicted the score there, 37 to 30. 37 to 30 might be the score. We'll see what happens. All right. Oh, my goodness. Well, tonight we're kind of gearing up and kind of moving into what we're doing for Big Weekend and everything. And we're going to have a great Big Weekend starting up next Friday. And a couple things I want to let you know is that if you can't go Saturday, Sunday, if you can't make it, but you're in town still, please come Friday night. We're going to have an awesome time. A great time. And so come Friday anyway, and then we'll have everything we'll be heading up to the campus Saturday morning. So if you're in town, please do come Friday. We're going to have a great time. Invite people. It'll be a great time Friday night as we do so. We're going to have a skit. This is going to be really, really powerful, really impactful and everything. And so that'll be wonderful. Here's our theme for Big Weekend. We're going to be doing. You guys show that slide, Jason, real quick. Here what we're going to do. That's what this is going to be about, God's great dance floor. We're going to be talking a lot about how God has placed us here. This is all His. Psalm 24:1, the earth is the Lord's, and we're going to celebrate. Our time for Big Weekend is going to be a celebration. And so you can see we've got there from the coast there with this Space Needle all the way through to the rolling hills of the Palouse with our two admin buildings, and then over there on the far right, you know, we're not sure if that's Boise or Denver or what, but we've got some more mountains there. You get the idea, everything. But it's all God's, all right? It's all God's. And He's put us here to celebrate Him and His great name and the life that He's given us. And so we're going to be talking a lot about that. It will be a celebration, a big weekend. We're going to have a lot of fun together. And so please do come if you can. And hopefully we're going to have the blob going and all that stuff. It will be awesome. And so it'll be great. So we're looking at that and the celebration side of things. I thought it'd be cool to do a little research. I did a little digging on cool things you can do while you're at college. Found a few different websites. You have to be careful. You may not want to Google that. I have 16 filters on my laptop for stuff like that and everything. It's just great. All I get is like Disney, you know, pre-mess, and so there's like I filter out anyone that was Disney that's now gone the wrong direction, and so it's really clean, it's great, and everything, and so all that. So anyway, found top 7 cool things you can do. You can earn a degree no matter what age. They're going, that's a really cool thing about college. This is like kind of popular site for students. You can earn a degree no matter what age. How cool is that? While you're at college, I'm kind of going, that's kind of the point, That's great. But it's saying no matter how old you are, here's the record. Guy received his diploma in 2011 from Eastern Oregon University at the age of 99. That's the record as far as we know it. 99 years old, college degree. And so then he launched his career, filled out a job application, and died. That's what happened. But he got, just kidding. Sorry. Okay, anyway. So that was their number 7. Number 6, you can compete in the Olympics. And they talk about how swimmers and divers, track and field stars, skiers, fencers, all kinds of college students compete in the Olympics, which is really cool. And and I was thinking about that, and how many people saw Missy Franklin competing in swimming in the Olympics? How awesome was that? That was crazy cool. And the amazing thing is, okay, she's in high school competing in the Olympics, all right, and then they talk to her and you go, this is amazing. You've had such a great Olympic career, and you're still in high school. What's next? And all that stuff. She goes, well, I want to keep my amateur status. And go back and finish my senior year in high school, compete in high school swimming and everything, and then go to college and all that stuff. I just thought, how amazing would that be? She's from this little Jesuit school, and swims there, and I just thought that'd be just amazing. I think about the poor people that are competing against her and stuff. So back at the track meets and everything, and it'd just be crazy. I don't know if they really have announcers at these swim meets and stuff, and everything, but you think about it and how it could go, it could be kind of interesting,
First, lane 1, please welcome from Buffalo, New York. She got most improved JV swimmer at Scampus Community Christian School, Miss Jensen. And it was like, yay, we're excited about her. In lane 2,
the same thing.
From a little tiny school, her first year varsity. And in lane 3, please welcome.
She has won over 20 records, or 20 medals in world events. She holds 2 world records, 4 American swimming records, has 5 Olympic medals, including 4 golds. Please welcome the untouchable. Everybody else, leave the pool now. Why are we here? Let's just stand back and watch Missy Franklin. I just can't imagine that. As a senior, you'd be like, Dad, I don't want to go to the meet. Missy swimming. Daughter, you have to go. This is one of those tough times in life where you're going to get spanked, but it's going to develop character. All right. She's going to be done before I even get in the pool. Doesn't matter. Suck it up. All right, so that's number 6. Number 5, you can sail around the world. You can do a semester at sea program, all right, at the University of Virginia, studying abroad to a new level. You will tour through the Springs trip this year. Took people to Japan, China, Vietnam, Singapore, India, Mauritius, South Africa, Ghana, Morocco, and Spain. Just something you can do in your spring semester. Just tour the world. Sure. That sounds, yeah, anyway. And then that was number 5. Number 4, you can become a YouTube sensation. This is just one of the things they say. Just become a YouTube sensation. Eric Dahl from Madison, Wisconsin. This is crazy cool. This guy's a sophomore in college. He's a Comp E major, all right? He's 6'3", weighs about 210 pounds or so. Eats about 3,000 calories a day. He's become a competitive eater. Last year with 5 other guys, he had a 50-pound pizza. That's kind of launched things for him. And people say, where did this really start? He goes, well, I was at this restaurant, and they said, if you eat all this, you don't have to pay for it. And I said, done. So I ate it all in a record time and everything, and I realized I had a talent, And so he's seriously eating his way through college, okay? He's eating his way through school. It's absolutely amazing. And he's earned like $18,000 eating his way through school, prize money and other stuff and everything. He says, I'm eating for my education. It helps me get through. All right, that's kind of what he's doing. And he says, talk about everything that happened. It just started rolling from there. And here's what he says. I love this quote. I really get pumped when the crowd starts cheering, he said. I'm friends with the other competitive eaters, but once I'm on stage, I don't have any friends. Friend or food? Food's going to win every time. Good job, Eric. I love that. That's awesome. So you can become a YouTube sensation. That does happen. Third, you can become a player in the political process. A student this last week was told that he couldn't hand out the Constitution, copies of the Constitution on a campus. He was confronted and taken to some offices. He recorded the whole thing. It's sort of kind of going crazy on YouTube as well. He can't hand out copies of the Constitution, and so kind of a big deal. And so he's become a player in the political process. He's going to start some student movement and all this stuff and everything, all that. You can do that. You can meet the president. The president speaks on campuses, and there were some guys recently got a Twitter campaign going, and so one of the staffers for President Obama said, hey, we think you should meet this guy. It's a big Twitter thing, and if you don't do it, it's going to be a mess, and so meet this guy. And so he did get to meet the president, which is really cool. So you can meet the big man on campus, like the president. Okay, that can happen. And then number one, they said you can rub shoulders with celebrities. And so, it doesn't really happen often at U of I and WSU, but you can rub shoulders with celebrities. It happens. Check this out. This video's kind of going viral. This happened just this last spring for a student at Vanderbilt. Check out what happened here. Little concert on their campus.
Okay, this group of fans.
It's Billy Joel.
Are they all pointing to you? Okay. My favorite song of yours is New York State of Mind. I've been very fortunate. I was able to play over at Chicanata many times in New York City, and I was wondering if I could play with you. I would accompany you, that is. Okay.
So Billy Joel's doing this. We're not going to share the whole thing. Keep it rolling. That's great.
You guys, what do you play? Play piano? What key do you do it in?
He says, what key do you want it in?
Go down a whole way. C. Do it C. Hang on 1 second.
All right. So.
I'm in a New York. Stay up.
All right, so, you might get a chance to do that. Billy Joel asks him, he goes, what's your name? He goes, and he tells him his name. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Pollock. You're going to hear that name again. Remember that name, Michael Pollock. It's just crazy. So he's doing this little concert, and the guy just has the guts to ask if he could accompany him. And, okay. It's just so cool. This happens and everything. So it's a real deal. The guy's been all over the news and everything, and they've done a big article on him in Rolling Stone and everything and all that stuff. It's crazy. Pretty cool stuff. It kind of looks like a big setup, and it's not at all. And they said, where'd you get the guys to do that? He goes, well, I'd heard he'd done that someplace else. And I thought, why not? And so his friends started cheering for him and said, do that. So the number one cool thing you do while you're at college, rub shoulders with celebrities, your video might go viral, whatever. That can happen, all right? It can happen, all right? Most of us sitting here tonight, not going to happen, all right? Most of us sitting here tonight, not going to happen. He's been practicing that Billy Joel song since he was 11. And there's this perfect moment that comes together. When he was 11, he didn't know that someday Billy Joel would be at his campus doing a concert and everything, and it happened and everything. It's really hard to sort of set that stuff up, but it does happen. It can happen. It probably won't happen to most of us, but we all love the idea of going, what if? Wouldn't it be awesome? And most of us have played in our minds kind of these amazing moments when really cool stuff happened or whatever, Some of you... all of us have just had these ideas, amazing things, and all this stuff. But it doesn't often happen, and so you kind of have these dreams and these hopes, and sometimes things come back to reality with kind of this big thud. Reality hits with a thunderous crash and everything, and it's really tough. Some of us have gone through that with sports teams. Some of us have gone that with the people we've asked to prom. Some of us have gone through that with family at times. Some of us have gone through that with classes. We've gone through that with jobs. We've gone through that with friendships. We've gone through that with the clothes we thought we'd launch our senior year in high school with. Thud. You go, I can't believe that just happened. Here we go. Can I go home? I'm sick. We've all had these really awkward moments all through life, and some stuff hits with a thud. And most of us, though, we go, I'm not going to give up on life. Okay, and I'm so grateful for that we all tend to kind of rise back up and get things going again and go, this could be amazing. But life does hit with some thuds sometimes. We look at these top 7 things that people have talked about, and you look at it and go, you know what, I might set a new world record for oldest ever to earn a degree ever. That's not the kind of record you want. I might sail around the world, with my rubber ducky in a bathtub. The political process, I haven't registered to vote, don't know what that means and everything. Compete in the Olympics, I got kicked off my dorm intramural team. I'm like, rude, And some of us have been that, when they're picking teams and stuff, and they're like, you. And then maybe this happened to you, but they realize they're going to get me. Whichever team realizes they're going to get me, they're kind of doing the math. No, we're going to get Joe. They start to cry. Like, we're going to lose. Like, they haven't even got to me yet, but they're doing the math. And, just really crazy moments. Your version of Call Me Maybe didn't go viral. All right, you put your little thing with your little, Glee Club thing or whatever, and it didn't happen, whatever. We try. You can go online and research how to make a video go viral. Right, you can. You know what's interesting? There's no videos on how to make a video go viral that have gone viral. Wouldn't you think? Never mind. All right, but yeah, it's sort of like the guy selling magic wands for $1. Seriously? Because if that was a magic, no, dollar. Okay. I don't think it's going to work. If your video didn't go viral, how am I going to know how to make a viral video? It crashes with this huge thud. Huge thud. And life kind of hits with reality. For everybody. For all of us, it hits at some point. Going through some tough times and everything. Some of you have had that happen already at school. Your time here at WSU U of I. The freshmen have gone through that just in the first few weeks that we've had going. Things have been difficult, challenging. You got your first test back. You barely got into school. You're like, yes, they only checked my pulse. I'm in. You're really grateful for that. And I'm going to start this all over. My academic career is just starting. I never studied once in high school, and I've been saving it up. Here we go. It's go time. Now the study bucket is full. I'm going to just unload. I'm going to dump study all over this campus. Here we go. And you get your first test back, thud. They got a big D, whatever. And life hits hard. It hits hard. And people going, your mom and dad text, hey, what you doing? And you've got this text already prefabbed in, prefab response. Just taking a quick study break. Boop. And away it goes and everything. And they start to pick up. You know what? Every time we text you, all right, well, take those breaks. That's great. And everything. And life gets challenging. Life gets a little bit tough. The disappointments hit. Things weigh in and everything. We go through this stuff, and we see friends go through it and everything. And the question that I want to ask you tonight is, will you ask yourself, what if? Would you ask yourself, what if? Would you take just a moment somewhere along the way? And this is something that I want to come back to over and over again. By the way, Julie, I just reset everything on the piano before you start. You have to do that because I hit all the buttons. But anyway, over and over again, I want you to come back to, what if this book, the Bible, really does hold the keys for how to live life? A lot of us, we have that idea in our head, but it hasn't really hit us in the heart. We haven't really dug into it to see what it really says. We know there's good ideas in here. It's sort of like the driver's manual. Well, there's good ideas. I passed the test. I'm good to go, right? No, there's some really important stuff in there. And all that. There's huge stuff in there. We go, you know what? I did that in Sunday school, or I've heard it's good, but I've also heard there's problems, all that stuff and everything. And most of us, if we're really honest, could take more time to really dig into this and say, what does it really say? What is it that God's really speaking to me? What if the answers to what's really important in life really are between the covers and written in the pages here? And if eternity is really what this is ultimately all about, what if we took this book and what it says at face value and did it? 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, as it is written, eye has not seen nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love him. which paraphrased says, you can't even dream up the wonder of what God has for you. We can't even imagine the amazing life that God has for us. And the problem is that most of us spend our time really settling for second best at best and miss out on all that God has. Well, you know, if I could really do this my way, I'd be that guy that gets a degree at 99 or whatever. I don't know, you'd have fun till then. You know, how long have you been a college student? 74 years. You know, love it. You know, how many times you change your majors? Never. You know, just plugging away. You know, and you know, just having fun. When I was at U of I in the dorms in Wallace Complex, I lived there. There was a guy there who was a dentist from North Idaho. He had his dental chair there in his dorm room because he just thought that'd be cool. He had a bunch of money because he's a dentist. Where he really got his money is he made those fake redneck teeth. You seen those things, right? He's the guy that started that. He's from North Idaho. And so we all had multiple sets of them, you know, and they're in our dorm room and all that stuff. He, like, gave everybody on the hall all these teeth, you know, and we thought it was so cool. We'd run around on campus just being total losers, you know, with our teeth. like, wow, bro, that's really going to help you get a date on Thursday. That's just amazing, you know. And, I mean, they're unbelievable. It's a guy that invented those, you know. So he had his dental chair in his room and everything. I mean, we're like, this is so cool. And we're like, this is amazing. We are the coolest dorm on campus. Hello, you know. And you look back at it and you go, we were wrong. We were just dead wrong. Dead wrong. And the problem is we're the only ones who knew what was wrong, but we thought it was right, and everybody else knew reality. We were so confused in the whole thing. It was crazy, absolutely nuts. And everybody else was looking. It was like the emperor's new clothes. It's like, bro, all you guys from Snow Hall, you're naked, basically. You know, I mean, the emperor's running around. You know, you guys get the teeth thing going. It's jacked up, messed up. Stop it. You know, we're like, we're so cool. You know, and run around. I got 6 sets of these babies, you know, run around. And for each month we're in school or whatever. And we got these ideas how it's supposed to work and what's cool and what's not cool and everything. And if we take the time to say, God, are you out there? Maybe some of us need to ask that. Are you there in the first place? God, you really know what's going on? God, do you really have a plan? And the answer to that, if we take him at his word, is that yes, he does. Yes, he does. A lot of you heard of the Bible app, the YouVersion. A lot of you have it on your phone. How many of you have the YouVersion on your phone, right? There's 600 different translations on the YouVersion. That Bible app, 400 different languages, 600 versions. It's absolutely amazing. And it's got over 100 million downloads. It's right up there with Twitter at this point. Unbelievable. It's awesome. And to see what's happening. And the guy that pastors the church that whole ministry is out of, which is it's just an amazing thing. The guy's name is Craig Rochelle, and the pastor there. And he was in a fraternity in college, and he was the biggest partier that there was on his campus. He had a reputation for being absolutely crazy in the parties and everything. And a lot of the Christians on campus were praying for him to get saved and everything, you know, going, this guy's an influencer, and imagine if he came to Jesus. Imagine what that would be like. And this would be amazing. How cool would that be? And pretty way out there, but they were praying for him. You know what? He got saved. This crazy thing happened. He got saved. He was at a church because he felt like he just needed to go and everything. And someone pulled him aside and just kind of talked to him, and something began to happen in him, and he got saved. And so he walked into one of the Christian groups one night, and they were kind of afraid of him a little bit. And he said it was so funny, the reaction to him when he first walked in, because they'd been praying for him. It was kind of like Paul. It's like, God, save him. You know, the apostle who's killing people and stuff. God, save him. You know, and then he shows up. It's like, you know, like, you know, we've been praying for you. Now we're praying for ourselves. You know, but that's what happened. And it was this crazy thing that happened. He just lit on fire. And what he talks about is they started this little group of students, and what they would do is they just dig into the Bible and they just do what it said. They just do what it said. And it said to tithe, and they would just like tithe, and that God would bless them. And it said to pray for sick people that they'd get better, and they're like, well, that's kind of weird, and lay hands on people. They didn't know anything. They didn't have anybody really teach them anything. Just said the Bible. They didn't have anybody to tell them what did and didn't work. They just had the Bible, and so they started praying for people, and people would get healed and stuff. And just amazing things happened. Absolutely phenomenal things happened. As they just did what the Bible said, and the Bible says that I guess maybe we should do it. And I tell people all the time that I have the coolest job, the coolest privilege of being in campus ministry, the coolest one on the planet, that I don't envy anybody. I so love what I get to do and working with college students. Some people go, college students, oh my gosh, you do the youth thing. And I go, no, yes and no. And other people go, college students, oh man, I'd really rather work with kids. And I go, what? No, yes and no. Here's the cool thing about campus ministry, all right? If you got people that are old enough to not be 100% hormonal, okay? It's not like, pay attention, 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 goldfish ministry, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, all right? And going, but young enough to have energy and enthusiasm, and to be sort of in a really good way, naive enough to say, what if? What if we did what God said? As I wrapped up my time as a college student at U of I, it's a long, beautiful career as a student. But my last year at U of I, some amazing things were happening on our campuses across the nation. Some amazing things. Started with a couple students at Howard Payne University, and in the middle of a little college student meeting, a student came up and just confessed his sin and said that I got a bunch of stuff. I got a bunch of music that's not mine, whatever. This was back when everybody, all there were CDs. It wasn't records, so I'm not that old, but it was CDs. And he said, I got this stuff, and whatever. And he went back to his dorm room and came up and just dumped them up on the stage. So these aren't mine. I've downloaded all the stuff, whatever, and I just need to get rid of this stuff, and just wept. And so other people started doing the same thing. They started bringing stuff from their dorm rooms and stuff they had in their pockets, and it wasn't all good stuff. Bad stuff. And all this thing began to happen. They went and they visited Wheaton College, and this was at a Christian university. Wheaton, also a Christian university, was where Billy Graham went to school and everything. And it's a Christian school. It's amazing to see what happens at a Christian school sometimes. And so these guys came and were kind of talking about what happened on their campus, and they were in a meeting of about 100 students at Wheaton. And as they wrapped the time up or whatever, someone came up and had something they'd stolen, and they said, you know what, I've got stuff I shouldn't have, just crying, and laid at the altar. So I just need to get rid of anything that's keeping me from where I need to be with God. I deal with this. And did that. And something began to happen. And they went until the janitor came in at 5 a.m. to clean up. And basically said, you guys got to get out of here. We got to get ready for the day and everything at 5 a.m. And so the janitors clean up all this stuff going, my goodness, this is left from a Christian university and Christian student gathering thing last night. This is kind of weird. He's like taking stuff to the police station. There was 100 people. The next night, there were 250 people there. Did the same thing, kicked out at 5 a.m. The next night, there were 400 people. The next night, there were 700 people. The next night, there were 1,200 people, 1,200 students who came because people were getting things right with God. They were looking at the Word of God and saying, what if? And just saying, it says I'm supposed to let go of some stuff so I can get closer to God. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. The problem is, this life is really confusing. We're grasping for things that we think might do it instead of clinging to the God who alone can. Matthew 6. Wrap up with the scripture, and the band can come up, if you would, please. Matthew 6, we'll have it up here on the screen for you. Starting in verse 19, don't store up treasures here on earth, where moths eat them and rust destroys them, where thieves break in and steal. Store your treasures in heaven, where moths and rust cannot destroy, and thieves do not break in and steal. Next one. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be. We'll stop there for just a moment. A lot of us are confused about why it's such a struggle to follow God. Why we're going, you know what, I know I should do that, or I should do a better job of following Him. And the struggle is because we're putting our treasure, our real treasure, the best that we've got, into a lot of things besides God. And He's saying, put your treasure where I am. Where treasures, the desires of your heart will also be. So I commend you for being here on a Friday night. It's kind of the treasure of nights for college students, and here you are, gathered here in the presence of Jesus. Your eye is a lamp that provides light for your body. When your eye is good, your whole body is filled with light. But when your eye is bad, your whole body is filled with darkness. And if the light you think you have is actually darkness, how deep that darkness is, that's touching on the deception if we got this going on and turns out your fake teeth just aren't cool at all right? The problem with deception is that you're deceived. It's kind of the big duh, all right? And that's why it takes somebody else to step in and help us. We need friends. We need people around us. 24, no one can serve two masters. You cannot have two masters. For you will hate one and love the other. You'll be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money, whatever. Next one. That's why I tell you not to worry about everyday life, whether you have enough food to drink or enough clothes to wear. Isn't life more than food? Your body more than clothing? Look at the birds. Look at the bees, as Lewis said earlier. They don't plant or harvest or store food in barns, for your heavenly Father feeds them, and aren't you far more valuable to him than they are? Can all your worries add a single moment to your life? And why worry about your clothing? Look at the lilies of the field and how they grow. They don't work and make their clothing, yet Solomon in all his glory was not dressed as beautifully as they are. And if God cares so wonderfully for wildflowers that are here today and thrown into the fire tomorrow, he'll certainly care for you. Why do you have so little faith? So don't worry about these things, saying, what will we eat? What will we drink? What will we wear? Basically, how am I going to make life work? These things dominate the thoughts of unbelievers, people who don't have faith in God. But your heavenly Father already knows all your needs. And here's the clincher. Seek the kingdom of God above all else and live righteously, and he'll give you everything you need. He's telling us there's just really two things that are important. We need to dig into the things of God. Surround ourselves with the things of God. Okay? Seek first the kingdom of God. Live righteously. And that's not put on a show and just trying to do all the right things. That's not it. The idea there is to understand that when God's calling us to doing what's right, it's because he wants us to live right, because his blessing flows there. And then all these things will be added to you. God will assume responsibility for all the other stuff. Judah, a 4-year-old, came home today, and we're working with him at kindergarten about keeping his hands to himself. They're working on that with all the kids, because they just want to mess with each other, It's sort of like telling the sun not to shine, Keep your hands to yourself. They just go, and hate each other and all stuff. It's affectionate, sometimes mean, whatever, all this stuff. So we're talking to him, and he, when he comes home, because he struggled today and everything. And I'm like, Judah, I want you to be thinking about this, all right? When you do what we ask you to do, and you do the right thing and everything, then everything goes so great. Your teacher's happy. The other students are happy. Your mom and dad are happy. God has a smile on his face. And what happens is that stuff kind of keeps happening over and over again. We just want to go, you know what? We want to do things to make Judah happy. And we're like, get you stuff. He's like toys? No, it's like toys. Of course, like toys. And I said, when you don't do it, here's what happens. You're not happy. Your teacher's not happy. Your mom's not happy. Your dad's not happy. Your mom's not happy. Did I say your mom's not happy? Your mom's not happy. God's not happy. Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy, Judah. And he goes, and I won't get toys. No, you won't. You won't. No, you won't get toys if nobody's happy. You see, all you got to do. I don't want you to just be thinking, I can't touch people. I can't. Just thinking about, how do I just bless people? What's bless mean? Darn. How do I make everybody happy? And then you'll be happy. And you can see the lights start to come on. He goes, and I'll get toys. Yes. 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 If that's what it takes, yes. You would from the dollar store. And just bless you. Bless you. I want to bless you. And sometimes it's like God's just having that conversation with us, and he's like, how do I? It's so simple, really. It's so simple. There's a way that you think it's all going to work. And you're wrong. You're wrong. If you live the way that I've got for you to live, everybody's going to be happy. But we have this mindset that says that, oh, great, then life isn't going to be fun anymore. No. Seek first, above all else, the kingdom of God. Live righteously, and all these things you think you need are going to be taken care of by the living God. They're going to be taken care of by the living God. And in fact, we started all this tonight, 1 Corinthians 2:9. We have not seen, we haven't heard, we can't even imagine the wonders that God has for those who love Him and follow Him. What if we took Him at His word? I tell you what would begin to happen. We begin to dance on God's great dance floor. With celebration that will start to happen in our lives that we can't even imagine yet. But we're going to dig in. We're going to understand that. We're going to find that. Let's pray. God, we ask that you give us faith. Not the faith like to pray that the car starts and it just starts and we get this reputation of being this kind of crazy weird guy that, this weird stuff that's happening. But maybe sometime, I don't know, but God, faith in you and who you are, that you are good, that your plans for us are awesome, that you have what's best. God, I ask that we'd be able to look at you in the eyes of a trusting child and say, Lord, I'm going to take you at your word. And so many times that's challenging. So many times that can be kind of a distant thing. And so, God, give us the courage to open up the Bible, the book, your love letter to us, and read it with eyes of faith. Blow us away, oh God, I pray, with all that you are, your wonders, Jesus. Instead of settling for trying to achieve what the human heart counts as success, that we'd be able to look back at this and say, God, we lived a life that mattered because we lived it for Jesus. We thank you, Lord. Our faith rise now. In Jesus' great name we pray. And everybody said,